ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ। ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਵਾਉਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਿੰਡੀ ਡੈਲਕਲਿਸ਼ ਨਾਲ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਨੇ, ਇੱਕ ਐਜੂਕੇਟਰ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਨੇ ਉਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਇਹ ਲੌਬਿੰਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਕੀ ਕੁਝ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਨੂੰ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ। ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਿੰਡੀ ਦਾ ਤੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
So you are an education advocate, and you raise issues what the children are facing in the schools and all that. So what are you forcing? What is happening, and what are the issues and challenges?
Sure. So about a year ago, we received a letter home at my daughter's school. She's in a French immersion program at ECOPE Woodward Hill.
Right.
And saying that they were going to reduce our French immersion program there at the school. So off we went to the next Board of Education meeting and raised our concerns, and we were lucky that they sat with us and explained that this wasn't about French immersion. It was due to the overcapacity in our schools.
Right.
So from there we realized, okay, this isn't a French immersion issue, this is a district-wide issue.
Right.
And
Okay.
as we did that, it unfolded that it's not just even a district issue, it's an issue across the province. So but in our particular case here in Surrey is that we are so overcrowded. So there we formed a group of parents who wanted to advocate to make sure that our children were going to get into school buildings. So we formed this group, and we purchased some signs. They're the red signs if people have seen them, and basically saying, where are your kids going to go to school? Because as Surrey keeps developing, we're not keeping up with the infrastructure, especially when it comes to schools.
Right.
And as we know, the city develops, but the province is responsible for building the schools.
Right.
So it seemed to me like there was a lack of communication going on between the two levels of government.
Okay.
So off we went, which brings us to our event next week, which is our Advocating for Education 101 event.
Right.
What we've done in this last year is we have gone to all three levels of government,
Okay.
the district level, the city level, and of course the
Provincial
level.
Yeah.
And we've learned about all the different policies and procedures and how we go about funding for new schools, how we're funding our portables and whatnot. And we're taking all that information and we're summarizing it and making it easily accessible to the average person.
Right.
We had to do a lot of digging.
Must be.
Yeah, we had to do a lot of digging. We had to talk to a lot of different people. So we want to be able to bring people up to speed,
Right.
so they know how to best advocate for themselves, their children, their community.
Right. So it started from your daughter, but it is now spread to a big level where you are involving the community so that we can raise our voices for our children.
Absolutely.
Surrey Student Now is the name given to the organization.
Correct.
Right. So now basically on April the 12th you are organizing a meeting, where you are asking the parents and people to come forward. What is going to be the agenda? Are you going to just tell them the deficiencies what exist, or are you coming up with some solutions also?
So we come in at, first of all, we come in it from a nonpartisan angle.
Right.
So when we're talking, we're not saying the Liberal government did this. We're saying the provincial government is responsible for.
Absolutely.
The city is responsible for. So people understand, because a lot of people thought, why isn't the city building more schools?
Right.
Or why is the province allowing development to happen when there's no schools? And it's providing that context.
Okay.
We're also going to be talking about some of the lesser known issues. Things like all the portables. We have 273 portables here in Surrey. But people don't realize that that's paid. That's about $4 million a year up until this new ruling. $4 million a year that's taken out of our classrooms to pay for that.
Right.
So giving people the context of that. Making people understand that, sure, their child might be having a good experience learning in a portable, but what are all the impacts to the school community for having additional students on the property without additional gyms, without additional playground equipment, bathrooms, sports teams, that type of thing.
So Surrey Student Now will be a lobbying group basically, which is demanding from the governments, whichever they are, whether it's the provincial level or the city level, that this needs to be fixed so that our children can get the benefit.
Yeah, and I think we've made some headway. We've seen some financial announcements.
Right.
I mean, definitely not just due to us. I know that the school board is doing so much work with the provincial government.
Right.
But we feel like our pressure is starting to apply and starting to have some impact. We know that the city is starting to work better with the province, which is huge, because Surrey is going to develop whether we want it to or not. And we're not anti-development. We just want to see development with infrastructure.
Right.
We want to see our community grow and flourish, not just grow. So that's kind of where we've been at. So we've been holding the different levels of government accountable to that.
Right. And what has been the response from the governments, whom you have been, the representatives whom you are meeting? So what kind of response are you getting from them? Are they involved? Are they concerned?
I believe they're starting to get concerned. I think
Okay.
it happens to help that there's an election in just a
Right.
few days, in 30 some odd days. So they're at least showing some concern.
Right.
The current government, you know, I'm cautiously optimistic as to what they could potentially do down the line for us. There's been a lot of re-announcements which make me a little bit more concerned.
Right.
But of course, we haven't seen any other form of government for about 16 years, so it'll be interesting to see what comes May 9th.
Right.
As for municipal, again, it's having them make sure that they're getting their ducks in a row when it comes to infrastructure for our kids.
Right.
And up until recently, they have not been doing that. And hopefully they're getting the message that they need to be more involved in that
Right.
aspect.
So Cindy, finally, where is this program going to be held, and who all can come? Any directions, any phone number, or any
Sure.
website where they can know more about what you're doing?
Sure. So SurreyStudentsNow.com is our website.
Okay.
It's just as it sounds, SurreyStudentsNow.com. It's April 12th at 6:30 to 8 p.m. There'll
Right.
be some refreshments and guest speakers. And it's at Peace Arch Elementary on Roper Avenue in White Rock.
Okay.
We've held these events now, a couple of other events before, and we've done North Surrey, Mid Surrey, and now we're going South Surrey.
Right.
We encourage all people to come. Education impacts everybody.
Absolutely.
So we want to see not just parents in the current school system, we want to see those who are in preschool and daycares. We want to see grandparents who might be advocating for their grandchildren.
Right.
And of course, we have invited all of our government officials, and we've invited media to attend as well.
It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for this information, and it's a great pride. You know, we have citizens like you who take upon themselves and then spread this message so that communities come together and we can ask from the government what is due and good for our children. Thank you very much and best wishes.
Thank you very much.
ਵੈਲਕਮ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਸਿੰਡੀ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ surreystudentsnow.com ਤੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਮਕਸਦ ਹੈ ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਕਰਨੀ, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਨਵੋਲਵ ਕਰਨਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਸਿਟੀ ਲੈਵਲ ਤੇ ਕਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਪੂਰਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਨਾਨ ਪਾਰਟੀਸਨ ਨੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਏ ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਅੱਗੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਅੱਗੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਮੁੱਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਗੇ ਉਭਾਰੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਰਕਾਰਾਂ ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ਼ਰ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਡੈਫੀਨਿਟਲੀ ਉਸ ਦਾ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟ ਵੀ ਚੰਗਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ April 12th ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਾਮ ਨੂੰ 6:30 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ 8 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਜੋ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦਾ ਆਯੋਜਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਹੋਵੋ। surreystudentsnow.com ਤੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਹੋਰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ।